Since 1984's Revenge of the Nerds, which featured gay black character Lamar Luttrell, the gay and geek communities have enjoyed an image and bond that is familial and helps to foster a safe space for all those who are bullied or outcast. Last year, the image of the gay geek was heightened publicly by events such as Gaymer X. Still, the push for community continues on the local level with frequent meetups and activism. One group specifically has made notable strides in creating and perpetuating a safe space. Tonight, I'm talking to Russell Hawkins, one of the founders of Phoenix Gaymers. We'll talk about his organization's history and vision for the future. Hey Russell, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good.
Cool. So, since 2005, the group has persisted in creating a safe space for gays and geeks to come together in the Phoenix area. Tell me a little bit about your group and the history of the group.
Well, Phoenix Gaymers has been around for about 8 years. I came into the group about 3 years ago on a different Phoenix Gamers group that was set up through meetup.com. Yeah.
Okay.
And the organizer through the meetup site and left the state, and I was left to run that group, and it was kind of difficult. So I got with Shane's group, who had established Phoenix Gamers for a longer period, but their group was more loosely organized through like phone numbers and emails. But they had the Facebook group. So we decided to combine both groups into one and try and organize together. So where we're at now has been kind of like what we've been working on for the past 2 to 3 years.
Right, right. And because of your involvement with the group, what has that done for you personally as far as the ability to socialize?
Well, when I joined the group, my social skills weren't that great. I was just kind of like getting out there to try to make friends. So
yeah,
just starting with Phoenix Gamers, I was really the shy one. But you know, once I was given the meetup group, I think the organizer had paid maybe up to a year, so I had like a year to figure out what to do with the group, and it came time to where I had to start paying on my own. So I made the commitment to really put more energy into it and kind of take it to where it is now.
And when you say pay on your own, I mean, were there any like fees involved with Meetup?
Yeah, meetup.com. Depending on your pay plan, it kind of costs between $19 a month to, I think there's a 3-month plan and a 6-month plan, which it's cheaper the more you prepay. So rather than, you know, kind of giving up on the group, I just kind of put more energy into it and just made a year commitment to paying for it and kind of like really pushing it. So
yeah. Okay. So what did it mean for you specifically to kind of branch out and be more social within the community?
It meant having to put people ahead of me, because as an organizer, I have to be there to, you know, make people feel comfortable and make them want to be a part of, you know, this group. So learning to be more social and more, you know, open to other people, that's kind of like where my biggest area of growth has been with the group, is, you know, trying to be a good organizer.
Yeah, and how do you identify as a gamer? Are you more of a board games guy or consoles guy?
When I started with the group, I was more console and handheld. Currently, I have a PlayStation 3, a Wii, and an iPhone.
Cool. So you play mobile games. What sort of mobile games do you like?
I used to play more, but now I really don't have as much time to play games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, honestly, I played through Last of Us again.
Oh, okay.
Um, that's probably my favorite. Um, on the console side, I'm more like into Bioshock, uh, Dead Space,
Mm,
yeah, or individual games. I'm not really into multiplayer.
yeah, yeah.
I like playing Smash because I think everyone likes to play Smash
Oh
Brothers.
man,
But
yeah, Smash is a classic. So outside of Phoenix Gamers, I know that you're involved with the gay community in Phoenix. Can you tell us a little bit about those other groups?
the other organization that I'm involved with is called Open Doors AZ.
Hmm.
It's another social group that the focus is to make friends and long-lasting relationships outside of the bar scene.
Right.
Um, and that, just like Phoenix Gamers, I started out as a member and kind of ended up working my way into being a co-organizer.
Mm. Okay. So,
So,
yeah, I understand that 2013 has sort of been a breakout year for you guys. Can you tell us about how the group spread from a sort of word of mouth advertising to this more aggressive and actually very well branded campaign?
well, first, I mean, just combining the groups and getting people to mingle together, that was kind of um, our biggest obstacle. So we had a lot more mingling, like meet and greet dinners,
Yeah.
ice cream socials. That was kind of like what we really focused on to begin with. And then after that, we through Facebook and through Meetup, we found I think Shane's group had a logo, which we reused just to make sure everything was consistent across all of our groups. Um, After a while, they had the Facebook page,
Hmm.
which they weren't really doing anything with, and I figured that to me, Facebook pages are more public and more almost like a business card. So
Right.
that could be something that we could kind of occasionally like get new clicks and new ways to funnel people into our group.
Hmm.
So the biggest part of our group is the Facebook group. Right, that is where we have over 550
Oh,
members,
wow.
and we have the most activity. When we create events, that's where the most RSVPs come from.
Hmm.
So all of our sites are really kind of there to funnel people into the Facebook group because that's where everything is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we have a website. The website kind of links up with our meetup page, so content kind of flows into the website, which you know kind of always has our upcoming events on it. We recently added a shopping cart,
Hmm.
which is very helpful.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like our sales and stuff has been really just like direct to our members, like at our events or through PayPal.
Right.
So
Right. What I wanted to ask was, I know that we had a little bit of exchange about like fundraising ideas that you guys had for the community, and specifically the One Voice Center. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
that's one thing that we discussed in our meeting yesterday because we want to start really getting involved. We had a meeting last year with similar ideas, but I think this year our group has matured enough to the point where we can start doing those things regularly. Um, but the One Voice Center is I believe it's donation driven.
Hmm.
So the community really is who keeps it going, and that's where we lately have been having our gamer parties. So that's been one of the ideas is fundraising for them
Hmm.
to help just bring money into the center and help them keep open.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. And just as a bit of background for our viewers, can you tell us a little bit about the One Voice Center?
The One Voice Community Center is our local LGBT community centers.
Okay.
Um, they have uh, they have some programs that are regular, like men's discussions group, women's discussions group. Um, they regularly have HIV testing, and they have several conference rooms that other organizations can rent out, like what we do with our gamer party. They have like a business center with computers, so people can go in and use the internet and use the word processors and do stuff on the computers there.
Yeah.
They also have a fairly large library with that has all LGBT content.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a system where people can check out books.
Mm.
So it's a pretty good resource.
Okay, cool. And I noticed some of the highlights that you guys kind of talk about the group. One thing that caught my eye is how how are you able to sort of like handle the drama among this group of gay friends? I found it very impressive that you guys have only asked maybe like two members throughout your whole history because to leave because they were making trouble.
I think it starts with our events. We try to make everybody as comfortable as possible and make them feel like they're part of the group.
Okay.
Um, and we have several regular members who have the same values
Mm-hmm.
and are able to kind of engage people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as far as conflict, and we don't get it that regularly.
Mm-hmm.
And it does happen every now and then, but Shane and I are usually on top of it, and we can usually resolve any potential issues before they get out of hand.
Right. Right. So I saw you guys have a lot of fun with community events in Phoenix. One in particular I saw recently was this Pantless public transportation ride. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, the No Pants Light Rail Ride is organized through another group called Improv AZ, I think.
Okay.
It's an annual ride that other states do. I think they do it with their public transportation systems.
Mm-hmm.
So they do it here in January, and the idea is just to like flash mob style, just at a designated time, go to our light rail, take off your pants, don't tell anybody why you've taken off your pants, and just ride it. And everyone gets off at a certain part, and they all meet for beer.
Oh, wow, they meet for beer. That's pretty cool. So how did your family and friends react to you being on like the local news? I saw the screenshot from Fox.
They like it.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I knew, because I did it last year,
Mm-hmm.
and I got on the news. It seems like it's a really easy way to get on the news.
Yeah.
And one thing I wish I had is I wish we had T-shirts that last year, because I would have worn a T-shirt, but did this year, so I got a chance to wear my T-shirt.
Oh, wow, cool. So
So
yeah, so who designed the T-shirts for you guys?
the first two
Mm-hmm.
designs I did.
Okay.
The most recent one with the cartridge, I had someone in the community design that for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool.
We try to support local artists.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, awesome. So since this was your second year out, what was it like the first year? I mean, did you have like butterflies in your stomach, taking your pants off and everything?
not much of a difference. It just sounded like it was something really fun to do, so I went and did it.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So, taking a note from Montreal and Toronto, I noticed that you guys marched in the Phoenix Pride Parade. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Right, that was like I think our first big project as a group last year.
Mm-hmm.
Making the decision to kind of like come out publicly for the first time and show people that we are a group out in the community that you can join.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really fun. Our theme was Ms. Pac-Man, so we had Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man and ghosts, and the ghosts were all different colors, so they're all different colors of the rainbow when they lined up.
Wow, cute.
We had really great reaction. Actually, after the Pride Parade, we had a pretty good surge in our group.
Okay.
Of new members being added. So, actually, the shirts that we have were kind of started to prepare, kind of like as we're like building blocks towards the Pride Parade, because we knew we wanted to wear our own shirts.
Oh, okay.
And our stickers that we have were kind of like building towards that as well, so that we had stuff to give away.
Oh, okay.
So once we kind of like had those, we could feel like we could be like everybody else in the parade and have a good presence.
Oh, okay. So when you say giveaways, I have this sort of like image of growing up in New Orleans and we got Mardi Gras and everything like that. Were you guys like throwing anything at the crowds?
No, unfortunately, we can't throw anything at people at our parade
Okay.
and them.
Okay, cool. So, can you give us a preview of?
It's part of the parade rules and guidelines.
Oh, okay.
Can't throw things.
Oh, all right. So, can you give us a preview of ideas for next year?
This year, we just had a meeting, and we came down to two ideas of redoing the Pac-Man theme, but bigger somehow,
Okay.
or Mario Kart. So yesterday, I put it on our Facebook group as a question, like what people would prefer, and pretty much people are overwhelmingly preferring Mario Kart.
Oh, yeah.
So we're gonna do more. Yeah, somehow we'll do Mario Kart. I think we're gonna make some carts out of cardboard and like ride around or chase people around.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what sort of character would you cosplay while participating at the parade?
I always go with Toad, but during the parade, I don't think I'm going to participate as a character. I'll probably be out there giving away stickers and stuff.
Oh, okay. All right. So, okay. So that's the parade. But you're saying when you play Mario Kart, you say that you main Toad.
Yeah. Or Wario. I like Wario too.
Oh, cool. So, what sort of games do you play at these gamer nights that you guys have?
At our gamer party,
Mm-hmm.
lately we have three TVs going. With the PlayStation 3, with the Xbox, and a Wii.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we rotate in a retro console.
Mm-hmm.
On the Wii, it pretty much stays on Super Smash Brothers,
Oh, yeah.
nonstop all night. That's what people like.
Yeah.
On the PlayStation 3, a lot of fighting games. So
Uh-huh.
Soul Calibur, Tekken. It's another thing that people play. Street Fighter. I feel like there's one more that I'm missing, but yeah, that's typical. That's a typical game for the PlayStation. On the Xbox, a lot of people were playing first-person games,
Mm-hmm.
multiplayer. A couple times we brought in Nintendo 64, and people like playing Nintendo 64, Mario Kart, and Banks, and
Yeah.
some old games.
Yeah.
And
So what sort of retro gaming presence is actually at these events?
I don't think we've brought in Mario Party before, and we could do it again
Mm-hmm.
because it is fun. We brought in a Dreamcast a couple parties ago.
Oh, wow. So,
That was fun.
what do you play on
And
Dreamcast?
yes, Soul Calibur, Crazy Taxi, what else people Jet Grind Radio,
Mm-hmm.
Space Channel 5.
Oh,
Yeah, those are like the main things people played. There were more games there, but the people really focused on those four games when the Dreamcast was there.
oh, okay. All right. And
Um, as-
so, tell us.
yeah, that's just on the game side, or on the console side. We do one of our mainstays is Cards Against Humanity,
Mhm.
which is a really great social game that it's a great icebreaker for a lot of the new people. Uh, so that will usually go most of the nights. We have Magic: The Gathering. That's been getting more popular.
Mhm.
So we have we've devoted 2 tables to that this last time,
Mhm.
and just like whatever games anybody wants to play, they bring them in.
Okay.
They you kind of have to get your gaming group together. You kind of have to lobby for space sometimes,
Oh,
but
yeah.
people do play other games there as well.
All right, cool. And so, specifically you, I mean, what do you play at these events? I mean, are you like one of the ones that kind of just sits down with Melee and stuff like that? Or are you just kind of like a bit of a gaming butterfly floating around all over the place?
I float around. I can't stay in one spot the whole time because I have to introduce myself to the people that are new and let them know like what everybody's doing, what they're playing. So I usually play video games just for a little while, or I'll play like a game of Soul Calibur or a game of Smash Brothers or a little bit of Cards Against Humanity. But usually I'm kind of like all over the place, kind of like just making sure people are comfortable.
Right. Well, can you tell us a little bit about taking the show on the road and getting the word out about Phoenix Gamers to some of these outer communities? I saw you were hitting San Diego, and Absolutely. The two of us, we met in San Francisco for Gamer
Mhm.
X. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I think out of our group, I'm the only. I think there are about 5 people from our group that went to GamerX. Um, we didn't really go as an intending to go as a group. It's kind of like everyone kind of went on their own.
Okay.
Um, but being one of the organizers, I was there just to kind of like I had business cards if people wanted business cards, stickers if people wanted stickers. I had I think gamer shirts for every day that I was there. So
Yeah.
you know, it just show people that we're also a group. We're there. We exist.
Cool. Cool. And
Uh,
I know you guys have some.
yeah, I mean that was pretty much it. When I went there, the whole thing kind of went by so fast. Um, I enjoyed all the panels that I was a part of.
Mhm.
Kind of looking forward to seeing how it goes this year. Seems like it'll be bigger.
So I know you guys are planning for Phoenix Comic Con. Can you give us a preview of your panel ideas?
The main idea that we're brainstorming around is a discussion of gender and sexuality in video games, which is kind of like it's broad enough that it can appeal to a lot of people. Uh, I'm not the expert in all the video games, so I know we're kind of still we just started thinking about it, and we're going to start researching it and seeing and making sure that there's enough content that could potentially fill 45 minutes to an hour. Um,
Mhm.
so that's just the start of it. But we have a lot of people that are more knowledgeable about the history of games and history of LGBT characters in games than I am. But I'll be happy to help them get that organized.
Yeah. Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about what it's like to be gay within that sort of dedicated geek space of Phoenix Comic Con? Is it sort of a safe space for you? Do you ever feel like bullied or anything like that?
When we contacted the person that handles gaming at Phoenix Comic Con, we asked him about our panel idea, but it turns out he actually handles more of giving groups space to do tabletop gaming.
Hmm.
So that's something that we're looking at definitely. It's a way to have to get some of our members free admission to the Comic Con if they I think if they volunteer at least 12 hours of their time. So that's one way to get people involved with our group, and also a way for us to have a presence there as well.
Yeah.
To have just like a table or two that is for gamers or gay gamers. And other places that we can tell our group members, if you need to meet up with the other people in the group, then you can go to the Phoenix Gamer table and you'll find people there.
Yeah.
In my experience, I haven't really had any problems. I can't say that about everybody. I mean, I've never heard too many negative things about Phoenix Comic Con from the people that I talk to.
Mhm.
So I mean, it seems like it's pretty safe, I'm guessing. And I think the biggest thing last year is somebody pulled the fire alarm or something.
Oh my God! So I pulled the fire alarm. So was it kind of a prank or something?
Pranked. It was on the last day. I wasn't there, but I heard all about it. Everyone had to do a fire drill and evacuate.
Oh, geez, that's pretty hairy. Yeah. So I've seen a lot of outside activities as far as like practicing yoga or participating in runs. Can you talk about how being active is integrated into the group?
Yeah, last year, before the summer, we came up with an idea for a separate set of events, which we called Sidequests,
Mhm.
which were more optional, more like focused on being active.
Mhm.
Um, so we do those every now and then. Over the summer, we couldn't really do as much because it's so hot here.
Yeah.
But we did have some hiking side quests and some yoga side quests. A lot of them, I think some of the yoga ones we did at a studio, which was donation based.
Mhm.
And there was also some free yoga days at one of the hotels that we would meet up at. It, because they're not like full on events. We didn't really have like you know, the biggest attendance, but it's nice to have that option there to, be active with, other gamers in the group.
Yeah, yeah. And how comfortable are you with these activities? Are you sort of a bit of a yoga guru yourself, or has it been something that you got into for the sake of the group?
Well, outside of the group, I've been practicing yoga for about over 2 years now.
Hmm.
And it's actually a life-changing experience.
Yeah,
Um, so I mean, I do like doing it. I haven't been able to do it as much lately, but it is a part of my life,
yeah,
and yeah, I like being able to share that with the group whenever possible.
yeah. So were you like the main one to introduce this sort of idea of getting active?
Well, yeah, it was kind of between me and Shane,
Okay.
because there were a lot of people that were interested in doing more active events, and we knew that the um, those will probably be they're not going to be as popular or are going to get the great a bigger turnout than our regular events.
Hmm.
But we just tried to figure out a way to present that as an option, so that's why we've called them Sidequests.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool. And as far as diversity within the group, both of us are native gamers. I wanted to know a little bit, what sort of tribal presence do you have in Phoenix Gamers?
We do have some Native Americans. I mean, it's not like the majority. We're still a minority within the group.
Hmm.
Um, but there are several Native Americans there
Okay,
that regularly come to events.
okay. And regarding your group's engagement with the media, I noticed that you guys were covered by Echo Magazine, which has distribution throughout Arizona and Southern California. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience?
Well, we were contacted through Echo Magazine for Phoenix Comic Con last year. They just kind of wanted to get our perspective on on just like the gay geek scene. Um, and around that time, we had other members in our group that were heavily involved with Comic Con. One of our members, he hosted a panel on LGBT characters in mainstream comics,
Okay.
which we were kind of passively involved with, but we helped kind of promote it. Um, we have one of our members, her name's Sable, and she's a burlesque dancer, and she headed
Oh,
up a geeky burlesque show called The Bite of Burlesque.
oh, nice.
And one of our other members, Paul, he's involved with one of the Rocky Horror Troops. So his group was doing a panel or a performance, I believe.
Yeah.
So when they contacted us, it was a way for me to be able to talk to them about our group and get our name in there, and promote we had our own meetup at Comic Con outside of there for our group.
Hmm.
But whenever we get the opportunity to try and let people know about what's going on with our group and what our members are doing, how our members are also involved. So that was that opportunity to do that.
Cool. Well, I definitely noticed the numbers you guys have on Facebook and Meetup with up to like 300, 500 members. How does that actually translate into like actual participation at the regular events?
Well, last year was kind of you're kind of figuring out which events worked, which ones didn't work. So our consistent events have been the ice cream social, our gamer party, and we used to do a brunch, which we've kind of haven't done as much lately.
Hmm.
Um, right now, between me and Shane, with what's going on with us personally, we can really manage just the two events right now,
Hmm.
which is the gamer party and the ice cream social. Uh, the ice cream social, the last one, I think we had over 30 people there. The
Oh,
gamer parties average around 40 to 50 people.
oh, cool. So, what sort of things help to engage more member participation at these events?
Well, we're consistent. Their events are consistently scheduled on the same weekends.
Hmm.
Um, we take pictures,
Okay.
and we show pictures on our groups. to let people know that there's people that show up to these,
Yeah. Yeah.
and really it's kind of word of mouth. I mean, I think I think we get a lot of new people off of our meetup site, which because people go to meetup to actually start, they're going there to join social groups and try new things out. So
Yeah.
I think the majority of our new people come from our meetup group, which on that side we don't get a lot of RSVPs.
Mm-hmm.
Once we get people to show up, then they come back pretty consistently.
Okay. So, I know that we talked about a couple of things. What sort of considerations have you guys had in terms of sort of like formalizing the group, coming up with bylaws and things like that?
Okay. Well, like right now between Shane and myself, I think we've realized that um, where our group is right now is kind of like we're maxed out personally between us, but we can possibly do with the group. Right now, we're almost kind of like even limiting where we can go. So a big part of our meeting recently was discussing that, and um, right now the need is to become more of an organization and have more of a management team, and create official roles for people so that a lot of the things that we're doing, we can kind of like pass those to other people to assist us. Um, and hopefully with that we can start doing bigger things and more things as a group. Our goal eventually is to go for nonprofit status
Oh, okay.
and be more of a have a bigger role in our community and what we can do.
Yeah.
So everything that we're doing right now is moving in that direction. But creating organizations has not been my experience.
Uh-huh.
So it's been a little bit overwhelming, but we have a lot of people in our group that have that experience and are there to guide us, and that's kind of like what we're doing. We have another meeting next month to start that process.
Oh, okay, cool. So, going back to the model that you had with Montreal and Toronto, marching in pride, another group that I know you personally admire is Houston Gamers. And can you tell me a little bit about the qualities that you see in these other organizations that would make your organization successful?
Well, like for instance, with Houston Gamers, I believe they have over 1,200 members in their group, and they're able to manage their events with people with that many numbers.
Mm.
Um, for instance, I think their gamer party, they actually have a whole bar that they take over for their event.
Mm-hmm.
We're not quite there yet, but I think we're slowly kind of making headway in that direction because our events are increasing in size pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So, the need for having a management team is kind of that we need that.
Yeah.
Before we can get to that level because I mean, right now we're still growing like really, really fast.
Yeah.
Based off of last year's numbers, and I think that we're still going to grow a lot more this year as well.
Wow, cool. So, how many long-term members have you had that you can count on to be a part of this management team?
I think we have at least 5 people that consistently are a part of our events,
Okay.
and that have shown up to our open meetings,
Mm-hmm.
the ones when they're not really gaming related.
Yeah.
So I think we have a group of people that are interested in taking larger roles.
Okay. All right. And can you tell us a little bit about the supportive role of your group and its impact on your members' lives?
Well, we have people that that joined our group because they needed to find other ways of interacting with people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have one person or a couple of people actually, that started in our group and then became more active in like the leather community,
Oh.
and then kind of push them out of their shell so that they could try other things out and you know be who they are.
Uh-huh.
Um, there have been people in our group that have created long-term relationships.
Oh, Okay.
For meeting in our group.
Uh-huh.
Um,
So have you guys had any weddings?
I don't think so. No weddings yet.
Oh, okay. All right. So, I mean, do you guys like direct members to some of these outside communities like leather and so forth?
No, our group is kind of like our group is very diverse, so they're part of several different communities
Oh, okay.
that are represented with the people that just show up in our group.
Yeah.
So we have furries, we have bears, we have people that like bears, we have
Uh-huh.
people that are into leather, we have people that are really into the geek community.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, it's really all our group is all over the place. So we're really diverse, and then we really like that about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So, where do you see yourself and the group itself developing sort of 5 years down the road?
I hope that 5 years down the road, the group is self-sustaining,
Mm.
and at some point would be able to continue on without myself or Shane's involvement. I mean, I love running the group. I mean, I don't see myself where in that time, but it'd be nice to be able to get it to that point where you know other people are stepping up into the leadership positions and along.
Hmm. So you're still going to be a gamer and a member, but you're grooming others for leadership.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that'll be it for us. And so Russell Hawkins, co-founder Phoenix Gamers, thank you for your time. And to everybody else out there, join me again next time when I'll be talking with you about video games all over again. Thanks. Bye.